Hey guys, I'm back. I want to start by saying I apologize if the bug sound is horrible out here today. I know that there's been some issues with the sound quality lately. I think I might have dropped the camera, and that might be a problem. I need the feedback from you guys. If the sound is really like a big issue, please let me know, because if I need to replace equipment or something, I'll do that. I don't know. I like filming outside. I like the light outside. I don't like indoor light. I like outdoor light. Plus, I like being outside. I'm an outside kind of guy. This video is another subscriber request video. Dakota Davis, the guy that won the big 5,000 sub giveaway, as we were talking about, you know, sending the bag out and everything, he asked me if there is a specific CRKT knife I could do a review on, and that was the CRKT Squid. So I looked it up online, and then I said, sure, let me see what I can do with that. I noticed it's a pretty small knife though, and I'm a fan of kind of bigger blades. So I decided I was going to find a larger knife to complement. I was going to keep it in the same family tree though. So today I've got two CRKT knives to look at. The CRKT Squid on the small end of the spectrum, and the CRKT Buku on the larger end of the spectrum, and they kind of both have the same design in mind. So I think they'll complement each other pretty nice. Mr. UPS just brought me both those knives from Amazon. So let's take a look at what we got. I want to recognize how ridiculous this packing is for these two knives, by the way. I know this, I've said this in a number of videos. I like CRKT. I think that a lot of their products are a bit overpriced for what you get and the materials they're made of. But overall, I like a lot of their designs. I have quite a few sitting in the collection. So just by looking at the boxes, I can tell this is the Squid, this is the Buku, just because the size. So since this is the requested, let's take a look at it first. Wow, it's even smaller than I thought it was going to be. This comes in a choice of just plain, you know, metal colored or sort of a blacked out version. I chose the blacked out version just because I wanted a little bit of contrast to what was in the other box. So the whole thing is stainless steel. Everything in here. The frame, the blade, all the hardware and everything. And this is small. And there we go. Look at that, I can fit the whole thing in frame nicely. So that's what you got. Now, I understand the virtues of having a nice small blade like this. Some people want to EDC something small and light that stays out of the way. If you want to throw this in a tackle box, if you want to throw this in a toolbox, a nice light small design can be advantageous for that. It's just, I don't like something that disappears in my hand when I'm holding it. That's my only issue with it. I also understand in a lot of places there might be, you know, legal issues that you need to have a smaller blade. The fact that this is a, you know, complete steel design kind of in some ways for me makes up for the, you know, the small size issue. It's got some weight, some heft. You know, it's one of those things where if you drop it, you'll know you've dropped it. It doesn't just disappear out of your pocket. So I like that. So there's just kind of the first look there. Let's go ahead and open the Buku. Wow, the Buku is heavy. Heavier than I was expecting. And this is why, like I said, contrast-wise, the Squid is also available in the same kind of finish. Now they call this a sort of kukri design. I don't see the kukri in it, to be honest with you. I don't think there's as much of a kind of curve in the blade as a real kukri, but that's what they call it. You can see these are both Burnley designs. So again, family tree. Gotta hold this one a little farther back to get the whole thing in frame so you can take a look at it. Interestingly enough to me, the smaller knife comes with a deep carry pocket clip. The larger one does not. I mean, I guess by design this is a deep carry clip, but the way it's mounted so far down on the handle, it's going to automatically stick up above the pocket line. I don't know why you would want that. I would want as much of the knife as possible in the pocket. If you're going to have a deep carry clip, I mean, what's the point of the deep carry clip if you're still going to make it so it sticks up out of the pocket? You'll notice that neither of these allows the knife to be mounted for left-hand carry or tip-down carry if you're into that. I'm a tip-up fan, so this is fine for me. Edge out of the box. Yeah, I'm a little surprised that this is not biting into the paper a little bit easier. CRKT usually has outstanding finishing, and I would have expected this to just kind of fly right through that very easily. I'm sure that I'm running out of arm hair, guys, but yeah, that's not a problem. I don't know why I'd had trouble with the paper like that. And the Buku, I have no idea what that was. Potato did not like it. This just, the Buku blade, it just grabs a hold of that and makes nice fine little cuts. And I barely have to hold this against my arm to shave with it. I'm gonna look like a real freak by the time I'm done doing these videos. I need this stuff to grow back fast. So the two of them, frame lock designs. Clearly one of them is intended for slightly harder use than the other. I won't say either of these is really a hard use knife, because design wise I'd say they're both more of an EDC type blade. Yeah, this one's a bit bigger, but still the width of the blade, the steel that it's made of, the size of the lock, you know, I just would be worried that over like a serious hard use cycle that might give. I'm not going to take it out and beat this one right now. We're just doing an unboxing and like a mini review there. But great early lockup, but at the same time, there's not a lot of lock on the blade to really hold that very secure. They've got kind of the same thing on the Squid there. However, both of them, very easy to get your thumb on the lock. No resistance really at all to close them up. The Buku is really, really smooth. I really like the way this thing moves. It wants to move. It wants to open and close. The Squid, a little bit tighter, needs a little bit more effort. I can see in there it's got plastic vinyl washers, whereas you've got some really nice brass washers inside the Buku. In all honesty, I like the blade shape better on the Squid. If the shape of the Squid was the size of the Buku, I'd be really happy with that knife. There's nothing wrong with the blade shape here. I like it. It's a unique shape. It lends itself well to the handle. It kind of goes, but I like the simplicity of the Squid. I like the way it looks. I definitely like the blacked out look of it, kind of the black stonewash look. It would be nice if the Buku came in that, and maybe it does, to be honest. I didn't research it really that much. I just sort of looked for a complement to the small size of the Squid. This is something though that I'm probably gonna carry around with me for a little while and just try it out. The more I hold it, the more I mess with it, the more this kind of grows on me. I haven't really put a CRKT in my EDC lineup in quite a while. And the Buku has some definite potential there. This one is just a little bit small for my taste, like I said. I think I should mention before I get called out in the comments, and I know somebody will, in all honesty, you could, if you had to, survive on a blade this small. You don't need a huge knife in a real survival situation. It's easier and it's more practical to have a larger blade, but really, for daily use, there's nothing wrong with a blade this size. I just prefer a larger blade because I have bigger hands. It's more convenient for me. It feels more natural, and I like the convenience of a larger knife. But I think when it comes down to it, if you were putting together a go bag or like a little survival kit for the car or boat or something, this would be a nice addition to it. It's very light, doesn't take up a lot of room, and realistically, there's not a lot you could do with this blade that you couldn't do with this blade. You just might need to, a little bit more time and effort to do it. So being part of CRKT's general lineup, you're not getting, you know, a powdered steel or a super steel or anything magnificent out of either of them. They're both very reasonably priced. Both are obviously under 4 inches, which I know is the legal limit in a lot of states. For some states, 3.5 is the legal limit. So this being 3.7 and some change, if you're worried about that, is going to be out of bounds in some states. But this is going to be good to go in everywhere. Both of these blades come perfectly centered right out of the package. Fit and finish looks great. CRKT does give you a really good quality product about 99% of the time. And even though I think some of their products are a bit overpriced, I think these are pretty reasonable, and for the price you pay for them, pretty decent. I don't think you can go wrong with either of these. So that's about that. I got so many other videos on the way with all the requests and suggestions that you guys out there gave me. So, so that being said, I got to get to work on some more stuff. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. I look forward to your comments, and I'll be back again real soon.